This recent meeting between European diplomats with the leadership of the National Unity Platform, No Party, on 12 May has since raised a storm. The signs of a fire on the mountain became public when the Chief of Defence Forces, Muhoozi Kainerugaba, posted on the social media app X, indicating that the engagement by the European diplomats was an abomination. An addition was made to the post to the effect that the EU in Uganda is playing with fire. Now, in a statement released by the UPDF spokesperson, Colonel Chris Magezi, the intelligence services have noted his undiplomatic practices in different parts of the country for some time now. The army then strongly condemns the purported foreign influence meddling in Uganda's internal affairs and that decisive action will be taken. However, according to the leader of opposition in parliament, Ssenyonyi, the statements are intended to intimidate them ahead of the coming general elections. However, they insist that they are not involved in any criminal activities.
We are not breaking any law. We are simply opposed to bad governance, to brutality, to corruption and all the other ills. We are not going to stop. Call us terrorists, call us criminals, call us whatever you want to. The apartheid government used to call Mandela a terrorist and all manner of ills, but he stayed the course together with his colleagues. And now, the same people who used to call him a terrorist, even up to long after he died, they still revere the man. Why? Because he stayed the course. So let's not get intimidated, and that's our call to our supporters and all other right-thinking Ugandans. Let's not be intimidated. Let's keep doing what is right within the law.
Ssenyonyi adds that claims that the opposition are being used in terrorism activity is part of the government's grand agenda to herd opposition-leaning civilians into the army court-martial for trial. Asked what he made of President's instance that the opposition was misleading the youthful community into breaking the law and affecting the country's peace, Ssenyonyi challenged the state to charge such persons in civilian courts.
They want to have justification, whether it be to arrest some of us as leaders and other supporters. They've already been arresting several and saying, we are arresting you on suspicion of terrorism and so on and so forth, general court-martial, to persecute us because they don't like the fact that we are opposed to the things that they do.
Tim Chimongis, the executive director for the Center for Policy Analysis, says even though the army statement that has since been made public to media outlets presents a huge dilemma to the country's diplomacy endeavors, all is not lost. Chimongis has also poked holes in the manner in which the recently passed UPDF amendment bill was passed by Parliament.
The manner in which this bill was passed by Parliament, in a very hurried manner, there were very limited consultations that were done, including myself, the institution that I serve, the Center for Policy Analysis. We requested to engage with the committee, specifically around the UPDF amendment bill, to share our perspectives. That didn't come through. There are also circumstances around the investment that the executive, did put towards the passing of the bill. There were definite concerns around the committee and the hurried manner in which that was handled. Some of the members raising concern. They didn't participate fully in the coming up with the committee report.
As diplomacy is challenged and bridges are almost burning, analysts have implored leaders in the East African community to be humane in the way they handle dissent groups. Juliet Nalwoga, NTV Weekend Edition.
So, when you read this one, and then you read the